Hello, everybody. I think it should be working. And I'm simultaneously broadcasting this on the Rob Reed music channel, my worship music channel, in addition to my law firm channel, Rob Reed ESQ. And I wanted to do a formal video for the website itself to explain what counterdmca.com is, why it's around, and what it can do for you. You probably have come to this particular video because you saw that it dealt with DMCA, and you may have received something that you feel is a false DMCA. That false DMCA is probably frustrating you, primarily because you're worried that you're going to have to reveal all of your private information. This website came about when, in 2011, when there was a notorious group online, a religious group, some might call a religious cult, who just blindly would DMCA flag, copyright strike flag, people's videos that used fair use, even the tiniest amount. And it was completely unfair, but it was designed, there was a sinister motive. On their website, they had a place where they were revealing people's docs, as we say on here, which was their address, their full names, and all of those things. And when they started doing that, people who wanted to counter the false DMCAs that were being filed to squelch their free speech, they were afraid that if they filed the counter DMCA with YouTube with all of their information, including the address, that was going to be revealed on the website of these particular individuals, and I don't blame them. In response to that, I created this site. So you're seeing right now the site itself, and my name is Rob Reed, if I didn't say that already, a Los Angeles, California attorney. I practice primarily personal injury, but I do business law and music law, internet copyright law, and that's where this kind of comes in. And there are two options for you. It's as cheap as $1.29 if you want to prepare your counter DMCA on YouTube yourself using my information. And I give you all those details. Once you read how it works and you think that this is going to work for you, then you can click on the very bottom, the sign up form, or the application as we call it. But it's important that you ensure that you do the due diligence as should be said, that your claim is a legitimate fair use claim. This link right here goes to Stanford, and Stanford this article is the best one that I know that details what fair use is. In a short sum and substance, I would tell you that you don't want to use the whole video. You want to use snippets. You want to make commentary. You don't want to be defamatory. Opinion is fine, and you want to make sure that you are making a solid point and not replacing the video onto your channel. In essence, you don't want to do something that would prevent somebody from checking out the original video, for instance. That's definitely a violation of the copyright, such that if somebody could come to your video and watch the whole video and see you commenting on it, that's a no-no, because you're taking viewers away from that channel and therefore damaging them. So for $1.29, you can find out my information. It's less than a cost of an iTunes, or the same cost as an iTunes high definition song. That's going, I know, bye-bye pretty soon. That's how I used to market it 8 years ago when we first started. And the other alternative is $49.99 to have my office file on your behalf. And as of October 14th of 2019, this has been effective in nearly every case. And YouTube requires that you use your real name. And there's some people that have problems with that. I only indicate that one of the people in the group that I started off talking to you about here used a false name, and they still were able to get the video DMCA'd. I recommend to some people to use the last name and a first initial, or the first name and a last initial. The main reason for your name is that the only way that somebody can counter your counter DMCA is by formally filing a lawsuit. And there are 10 working days that are allowed upon notice that YouTube gives to the person who filed the DMCA in order to present to YouTube proof of the filing of an infringement copyright action against you. I would say 99.99999 times out of 100. As long as you're filing a fair use claim that is legitimate, you're going to be successful with this route. Sometimes it might take maybe multiple attempts, usually just one. And the key is you need to make sure that within a few days you get a response back from YouTube that indicates they've received your counter DMCA. If they have not, then you definitely need to do it again, and you would not have to repay. Now, the $49.99 option, you don't have to do anything but provide the information in the application form, and I'll go there. The sign up form is what it says there, and you need to provide me with your full real name, the YouTube user ID, the actual link to the video in question if you know it, and YouTube is going to require it, a full real street address, city, state, zip, country, email, phone. Now, in order to do it by yourself, you're going to need to be at least 18 years old. If you're not 18 years old, you need to have a parent. And right here, once you unclick I'm 18, it automatically clicks I'm the parent of the YouTube user. You're going to understand that you're hiring the law officer Robert Reed me to act as your counter agent, or your contact agent, sorry, to counter the DMCA, and that you're not retaining my office for any other purpose other than to assist you in that manner. You understand that YouTube requires that your actual name be used, and that the law officer Robert Reed advises that you use your actual name if you're countering the DMCA under penalty of perjury. Notwithstanding, I guarantee that even if you supply a pseudonym to YouTube in order to protect your identity, say you're that worried like a lot of people were against that religious group, you must supply me with your name. What I receive, unless you indicate, what I receive from you if you do the $1.29 option, I don't know how you enter. But if you do the $49.99 option, unless you indicate otherwise, I'm going to be using the real name, and we'll have to discuss that privately if that is an issue. You would also have to check off that you understand the law officer Robert Reed will not provide your private information detailed above that you give to anybody. Your real name may be provided without a court order if an actual lawsuit is served upon the law officer Robert Reed, me, under your pseudonym if you use it. If you use your pseudonym, and they need to know what your actual name is because you've committed to receiving service or process, then you give me the authority to give them that so they can add you to the complaint. You understand that you are not to use the law officer Robert Reed's address as your contact unless you pay the $1.29 fee, and that's irrelevant if it's the $49.99 fee, because I'll be providing my contact information for you and preparing it for you. And if you have not paid the fee, then this just says there's no agency relationship between either of us. You understand that the fee is per video. The agreement does not extend beyond the video that you apply for. We'll check that off. The address and email information provided are absolutely correct, so you give me assurances of that, and you understand that these will be used to forward any lawsuit or correspondence to your attention. You will have to confirm that you've reviewed YouTube's copyright policy. It's a link that I put on this video down below, in addition to the fair use guidelines that is also down below. And you need to be of the good faith belief, and to do so under penalty of perjury, that you're filing a legitimate fair use claim and that you fully own the copyright to the video at issue and its contents, less the fair use allotted amount that you've used of the original video, you need to attest to all that. You need to let me know that you're fully prepared to defend your copyright in the video and its contents. Next is you agree that service or process sent to me for any lawsuits that relate to the copyright for the video at issue, that it's going to automatically be proper. You won't be able to assert that it was improper service, because you're agreeing that service is fine for me to receive on your behalf. You understand that after this is received and I forward you a lawsuit, if any, that you're on your own and you'll need to find your own legal counsel for that. And if you're in California, it could be me. If you agree to the jurisdiction in California, it could be me, but that would be under a separate agreement. The next is that you have to indicate that you're a resident of the United States of America and agree and consent to the jurisdiction of the Federal District Court in the Judicial District of Los Angeles. If you're not a resident of the United States, you can unclick and it will automatically have, I am not a resident of the United States, but you have to agree and consent to the same judicial district applicable to San Bruno up north in California, where the YouTube headquarters is located, because they would have proper jurisdiction. You understand that YouTube has 14 working days to process the counter DMCA claim, and during this period, the DMCA filer will have to present to YouTube a DMCA lawsuit seeking to enjoin you from using the alleged infringing material. And you understand the law officer, Robert Reed, does not guarantee, express, or imply that this process will work and that there aren't any refunds. And you can choose at the end, probably the most important thing in terms of how much you're paying, is automatically defaulted to you choosing the $1.29 rate, where you're going to file it yourself and get my contact information, and I'll send you, for that $1.29, you'll get a list of instructions on what you need to do. And that will be an acknowledgement already checked off that you understand that you'll be preparing the online form yourself using the information provided in that email that I told you about. If you want to have my office prepare the counter DMCA on my letterhead, and it'll also be sent by email to YouTube, and I will be your contact source. So even if somebody tries to contact you, they're not able to, that for the limited purpose of trying to serve a lawsuit on you, for one thing, it looks a little bit more professional, that you're not on your own, and it looks, for someone that has legal counsel, the legal counsel may think, okay, these people mean business. And it's a small fee of $49.99, and I submit everything for you after you just submit this form. So if that sounds good for you, you would uncheck that, and it says, I wish the law officer Robert Reed to file the counter DMCA on my behalf at the rate of $49.99. You declare under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of California the above is true and correct, and by typing your name below as a signature, you will attesting to all of the above and submitting. And I think I've got, oh, I didn't fill out everything here. So I'll use an old address that I had, my Lift the Loft channel, and then I made up some weird YouTube name there. And once you are ready to go, then at the bottom, and I think I should probably take off the banner so you can see there's a little box at the bottom where if everything here is correct, and I'm hoping doing this live that it's not going to, I was just working on this and I don't think there's a bug, but there might be. It'd be interesting if it comes out that way. Once you submit it, yeah, it says error. Let's see what happens. I'm going to do it. I think I might have forgotten to do something. Let's hope. Or I'll bug check this in a bit. Let me just do the I am 18 years old, which might be the problem, and the $1.29. Because I'm pretty sure that that works. And I know that the file works, the program that's attached to this, because it went to the error page. All right, so now I'm agreeing to just the $1.29 rate. And now we've got the application is sent. Once you get here, you're going to get a PayPal link there. In this case, it'll be the $1.29 one. If you went $49.99, it would go to the $49.99. And you're going to get an email. So let me hello, I just expanded. Let me go to my email now, and I'll show you what the email looks like that you're going to receive. Basically, it's a confirmation. In the case of the $1.29, it'll give you explicit instructions. I'm not going to show you too much of the instructions, but let's share the screen now. You get an email like this, and it gives you the instructions at the very bottom, but it's also exactly what it is that you agree to. So you have a copy of it. Copy sent to me too, so I have it, and then you're ready to go. So that's it. That's the sum and substance. I highly recommend you do it if somebody files a false DMCA against you, particularly if you're heading to your third strike. And in the event that you get a third strike and your channel is removed, all of this can still happen. The details are on the link on the main page right here under the important links, YouTube's counter DMCA information. They provide you with information on what to do in the event that your channel has been terminated. There's a way to just send them a simple email. And let's see if I can find where that is. And counter notification legal grounds. Let's see if I can find this really quickly. Free form. You may submit a free form if it's appropriate, which would be if your channel has been removed. This is the details to actually send the email or to write one yourself. In that case, if your channel has been removed. In the alternative, you can actually go to the YouTube studio, go to the actual video in question, and it gives you instructions on how to handle everything there. So that's the sum and substance. If you have any questions about DMCA, if you would like legal representation and you're in the Los Angeles area, my office is in Encino. It's the law office of Robert Reed. I'm happy to help. Because we're dealing with a federal issue, I can work these kind of cases throughout the country. I don't really want to travel that much, but I can advise you. So if you have a question as well, and it's a simple question, I might give you some free advice. If it's something that might require a little bit of research on my behalf, it may not be free, but it's certainly worth your while to try and contact me. Robert Reed Law, detailbelow.com is my website. You can ask me questions on there. There's a box at the bottom where you can ask a direct question. You can also send me an email at rob@asklawyers, that's plural.com, or robertreed@gmail.com, and I'll put something up here real quickly so you'll have robertreedlaw.com and rob@asklawyers.com email. Add a banner. I'm going to show it down below. Those are the two things, two places that you can contact me. And I'm going to throw lastly a phone number. My phone number is 818-783-998. And Robert Reed. You can put questions down below. I'm happy to try and answer some basic ones that are down there. But I look forward. I'm thankful that you're watching, and keep making videos and keep adding great content to YouTube, because it's a great place. And it's a great place because you have the ability to fight for yourself and to protect your videos and your content. God bless. Take care. Chat soon.